Hello, welcome to my channel. So today I am going to be doing these two pages together. They are for two different dates, but the technique that I'm going to use on them is similar, and when I had envisioned them, I kind of seen them as both looking similar, and I'll show you what I mean by that. But to get started, what I need to do over here is I am going to take the Doodle It Dyalog stencil, and I'm going to use these flowers here and just put a few of them down. It's going to look kind of ugly at first, but I want to add them in. So let me grab a paint pen and maybe about here. When it's all said and done, you're probably not even going to see these for the most part, and you'll understand why. But just to be a little bit extra, that's what I'm going to do. Alright. I apologize if you can hear the rain and the thunder. We are currently under a severe thunderstorm, and it is raining and just making a fuss out there like you wouldn't believe. And considering that my main window is literally right there, I can't do anything to block that out. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some colors here and kind of color them in a little bit really quick. How do I want to do this? I think maybe I'll put the yellow in the center. Or sorry, the lemon zest, and then I'm going to use the vanilla custard as a bit of a shadowing color. Okay, and then the rose quartz and the funky fuchsia I'm going to use for the petals. So just go in and very messily, I'm not being perfect at all, and filling those petals in. And then just a very little bit from the center, I'm just going to push it out. Blend over it with this. Okay, moving on to my next step. I'm done with those for now, so I'll set those aside. I have this from my border pages that I make. So I'm going to put one down here and one up here. Alright, now to get to the fun part, I'm actually first, because I had already placed, this is the washi tape that I make myself, and I had already placed those down on there. I am going to go ahead and outline the borders that I just put on as well as the washi tape borders. There, and one more. All right. Now, I wanted to, I'm gonna put a belly band. It's called a belly band, I guess, on, but I'm gonna do it in a different way because I want to make it decorative and pretty. So we'll finish up on this page first. What I have here, I've got these two floral type images from the Dylusions Down in the Woods stamp set. And then these three from the Stripy Curlicues, I think is what it's called, stamp set. And then I have cut from it's not really a heavy cardstock, but it's like a medium grade cardstock of black. It is 4 1/8 inches wide and 2 inches tall, or 4 1/8 inches long and 2 inches wide, however you want to look at it. And I've only placed double-sided tape on each 2-inch side, like that. However, I don't want to put it on there yet because I've got to put these pieces on here first, considering they're going to overlap. And I want to make sure that my double-sided tape does not go over there so it doesn't stick. What I'm doing is I'm going to peel this double-sided tape off really fast. Alright, grab my glue stick, and I'm only going to go over where the double-sided tape is. I know that these two edges hang off, so I'm not going to put any glue on them. Okay, and this is where I am going to pick this up and line it up roughly like so. I don't want it going over here, just the sides is okay. And I'm just going to tip it back around because I can kind of move it around a little bit by using the glue on top of the tape. If you just use glue, it'll do the same thing for you. And I'm going to continue that over here. So far that's what we have. And for the center, what I've done is I've colored and cut out 2 of these flowers from the Stripy Curlicues set, and then I wanted it to go together and make one flower, kind of. So I lined them up on this side about where I wanted it to be, and then I flipped it over, and I actually took a pencil when that was there and I outlined where it goes. And then, and this sounds more complicated than what it actually is, I took it and I laid it on the center here where I wanted it, and I picked the whole thing up very carefully, tipped it upside down so it looks like it actually goes like this. And then I took a pencil and I drew on both sides, and I just put the double-sided tape inside of my drawn lines, and that's the only place I'm going to put my glue as well. Okay, now it's time to put the belly band on the page. To do that, all you're going to do, peel those 2 pieces of double-sided tape off, and I use 1/4 inch. Take your glue stick, only go over where the tape is. Try not to go further onto the image than the tape. Same thing on this side, give it a good amount, but stay on top of that tape. Grab your belly band piece, bring your book over, and place it where you want it to go. And I want mine to go right about there. That looks almost centered to me from here. And just press it down, just like that. And see, that's why I wanted the flowers just in random places in the background. Okay. And this flower here, I colored it different colorings in this, the reverse. And it's actually going to go down here at the bottom of the page, but I am going to use it as a tuck spot, and I'll show you why whenever we put the tag in. So all I've done was I put tape along the outer edge here and along the bottom, and I'm going to do the same process. I am just going to place it kind of as far down as I can on here and as far over here without going over. Just like that, and give it a press. So for the moment, this page is now done, but what I had done was I took a size 10 Dylusions tag and I cut it down 7 1/8 up and down, and then 3 1/2 wide. And this is going to actually tuck right back here. It's a little bit easier when this is on here, but that will tuck back here like so, and then the little tuck spot will prevent it from, goodness, there we go, from falling out, because this will get looser and looser as the more times you pull it in and out. It will prevent it from falling out that way. So there is that side. Now for this side, what I did was, instead of doing the belly band horizontally, I'm going to do it vertically. And to do that, all I've done was I cut me a strip that is 1 3/4 wide and 8 1/8 long. However, I also wanted to make this one pretty, so I have this stamp that I colored up from Branching Out, the Dylusions Branching Out. So I'm going to place it right there. And then I also have the same flowers that's from the Stripy Curlicues set, and I'm doing the same method where I put them together to make it look like one, and it's going to go down here just like that. So for this, because these hang over quite a bit, let me move these out the way for a minute. What I did was I placed it where I wanted, held it pretty securely, tipped it over, and drew those lines back here, and just put the tape within the confines of the lines. So let's go ahead and peel that off and get that stuck down. Give that a really good press. And then the same process as before. I've put them together. I flipped it over. I drew the lines to see exactly where I needed it to be. And then, same process. Peel your double-sided tape off of both of them. Just like that. Give it a good press. Bring your book over and get ready to place it down where you want it. I think I want mine right there in the center area. I put double-sided tape just on the edges like I did on the other belly band, because my intentions are to put a tag in here ultimately. Grab your glue stick, only go over where the glue is. Bring your book over and place it where you want it. And I'll tell you, on both of these, I did not go from top of the page to the bottom of the page, because that creates a bit of a weak spot for them. So what I did was I'm allowing about 1/8 of an inch top and bottom on the pages. So that way if they do get bumped or whatever, these won't get pull up and damage is easy. And I did the same over here. I left about 1/8 of an inch gap here and there. And same thing, I cut this down to the exact same size as this one, 3 1/4 and 7 1/8. What's going to happen here is this is going to slide and now I have two. To me, this is really, really pretty. I love the way these pages look together, and it is exactly how I envisioned it in my mind prior to making them. With the tags, as per usual, I'm going to take my paint pen. I'm going to do a simple border around like I do. Okay, let that dry for just a second. It should be about good. Yep, so let's go ahead and pop that back in its slot here. Okay, give that a second. Okay, so we stamped it. I hit it with the heat gun to allow it to make sure it's good and dry so I don't ruin my paint pen. And now I'm just going to go in and outline the images a bit, just to help them stand out. There we go. Okay, so there you go. I decided I like this tag on this side and this tag on this side. And they're very similar pages, but again, because I stuck with the warms on this side and the cools on this side, they're separate dates. But there you have it, guys. That's another technique that I use in my journals, as well as my scrapbooks and things that I make. It doesn't always have to be just adding images to the pages of the book. You can turn them into lovely little three-dimensional type looking things. So I hope this page gives you some inspiration. I hope you try this method. It's nothing new. It's just I want to show you the different ways that I make my pages, so hopefully it helps you to make your pages in a different manner or a different way. So if you like the video, please give it a like. If you're not subscribed, it's completely free to do so. You can come back and see what else I may have to offer. Until the very next time, I hope you guys stay safe, stay warm, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.